Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston from Beauty and the Beastons, and I upload every single Wednesday and Sunday. Today we are going over our summer evening routine. The kids have camp 3 days a week, and this is our night routine for when they have camp the following day, just see how we get everything ready for the next day and just how we go about our night after they're home from camp. Chris just went to pick them up. I got some groceries so that we can cook up some dinner tonight. We're going to be making a delicious hibachi type meal on the blackstone, and I do have printouts available for you just like I did for our morning routine. I have evening routine printouts, so all you have to do is go to tiffanibeaston.com and get this free cute little checklist for your kids. When picking our kids up from camp, we usually bring them a turkey jerky and a string cheese, because that's just like, for me, I feel like it's something they can't trash the car with, and it's protein. I know they're having something yummy. They get ice cream at camp every day, so it just feels good to know that they're having something nutritious and full of protein before they get home. Every time I pick them up, they're starving. We also bring a canister of extra water to fill their water bottles, because they're always super thirsty too, even though they're supposed to be like fill-up stations at camp. So anyway, welcome. This is our night routine. It's real life. I'm a mom of 4. My oldest is 9, and then we have a 7-year-old, an almost 6-year-old, and a 3.5-year-old. So let's get into it. Also, real quick, I'm having coffee it's 4:22 and I'm starting this because the girls woke me up multiple times last night and I just needed to be able to get through the evening. So cup number 3. How many cups of coffee do you have a day? Three is usually my max, but there have been some days where I go rogue and have 4.
Right, so first things first, we are thawing out our frozen shrimp. I just feel like frozen shrimp works the best for us. It thaws out very quickly, unless there's like a really good option of fresh shrimp at your grocery store that day, which is not usually the case for us. I'm also just going to cut this chicken before we season it up for the blackstone, and can you believe that this tiny amount of chicken was $16? I can't even believe it. The price of groceries is out of control. In my last video, we talked about like what grocery stores had the best prices if you go multiple places. So if you didn't contribute to that conversation in the last video, be sure to comment down below. Let us know what your weekly grocery plan is. Do you do a wholesale place? Do you just do a local grocery store? Do you order online? Let us know in the comments down below. I try to buy the frozen shrimp that's already peeled and everything. Sometimes I'll buy it with just the tails on, because I don't mind cooking it with the tails on. It's easy to remove before eating, but definitely saves time if you can get them pre-peeled. But they did not have that today, so they're very easy to peel. It's just time consuming, so obviously if you can get things and save some time, it's worth it. So while I'm prepping dinner, Chris is going through their camp bags, and they do lots of swimming at camp, all kinds of activities. They do gaga, they do zip lining, they do archery, they do all kinds of stuff. So needless to say, when they come home, their stuff is filthy and needs to be washed. I'm also just going through their lunch boxes, going to wash all that stuff, and their lunch boxes needed a really good scrubbing today as well. I always like to ask what your go-tos are for packing your kids' lunches. Right now we're still on the DIY Uncrustables. You'll see me getting their lunches together at the end of this video, because I like to do them the night before. It just saves time in the morning when I can. Sometimes if Ella likes a avocado sandwich with everything seasoning, I don't pre-pack that because it would be gross by the next day. But we do try to pre-pack, and I'm just thinking about how once school starts back up in September, all of the lunches that I'll be making, and by that point they will probably be sick of peanut butter and jelly. Everly only puts peanut butter on her sandwich, and Ella doesn't like peanut butter at all, so we do different things for her. And Tanner goes through phases as well. And then the lunches that they like to buy at school are pizza, I think tacos, and French toast sticks. Those are the only 3 lunches that they'll buy at school usually, but you never know, they're always changing.
Oh my god, I lost my new cup. Yeah.
So while I was doing that, I boiled some water and I'm going to be putting some rice noodles in there for the blackstone. And right now I'm just putting some fresh lemon on our shrimp. I feel like there's a couple things, in my opinion, that shrimp need, including lemon and butter and garlic. I feel like that's just like a given for a good flavored shrimp. So I do on my chicken and my shrimp, we always do salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. And then once everything's on the blackstone, I'll be using some liquid aminos. So if you're new here, my husband and I have been gluten-free for a long time. Mine is solely based on like having Hashimoto's and autoimmune disease, and a lot of studies show that going gluten-free can be helpful for that. And then my husband, it just actually like bothers his stomach, so that's why the kids are not gluten-free. They've gone through phases where they have been, and right now they are not gluten-free. They had like an allergy test done when they were really little, and gluten came back as a sensitivity and like a bunch of other stuff. But then we got them retested and they don't have that allergy anymore. So I'm letting Tanner and Everly just veg out on their iPads because they are so active at camp that I don't mind them coming home and just relaxing. And then Ella and Carter wanted to go out on the paddle boards, which was honestly one of the best purchases I ever made. I bought them in the winter when they were like extremely on sale for like $80 a piece because they're normally very expensive, and everyone that comes here just truly enjoys them. So I'm definitely looking for another sale to purchase some more for the house. So first thing that I'm doing is just I preheated the blackstone. I'm putting our chicken on it and then putting our frozen vegetables on. This is like a big bag from Costco of stir-fry vegetables, and I feel like they take the longest. So putting those on and the chicken. Once they are mainly cooked, I'll put the shrimp on since they don't take that long. And then towards like the end, I'm going to take the chicken and shrimp off just so they don't overcook when I go ahead and do the rice noodles. And then before serving, I'll add them back on just to thoroughly cook them. I love liquid aminos. The coconut liquid aminos are so good because they're salty and sweet. And I just kept laughing at my shirt doing this. But who remembers that game? This is dating me. This is a huge 90s game. I want to say her name was Big Bertha. But you throw the ball into her mouth and her like dress flies up. And it was one of my favorite like childhood arcade games. After skee ball, of course, and after the balloon game where you put the water in the mouth to blow up the balloon. Those are my favorite games. So you saw I cracked some eggs into the middle and just scrambled those up and just add some more protein, and it's just easy. So it's also another affordable option to add protein to your family's meals. So definitely like to do that. On Sunday, we had an amazing dinner as well. And I just, like, I try to think of those moments in life where you just feel genuine happiness. And Chris and I were talking about it the other day, and he laughed at me and told me that I'm an old lady officially. But, like, genuine happiness to me is having a home-cooked meal as a family. When I get to bake my kids a dessert versus just, like, going for ice cream, I really like that. Just like little things. I always talk about this to you guys, like just being able to have a coffee outside, and bonus points if it's raining and you can sit under the porch. Like little moments like that bring true happiness to me. So also being able to sit down and fold and watch something and put those clothes away, that is also true happiness, because that doesn't happen often where you actually get to like fold and put them away in the same day. But it's a sense of accomplishment that I feel with happiness. I can't describe it. If you know, you know. So Carter, my oldest, really wanted to wipe everything down, and he also asked to help me clean the blackstone because he said it's very satisfying. So he helps me clean the blackstone as well. Another great thing that I love about the Bay House, I didn't show this in the video, but Ella and Carter went swimming after dinner, and then they just went ahead and hopped in the outside shower. So I love that the kids can take outside showers. Evie loves outside showers, so she took an outside shower after dinner as well. But you know, it's just easy to clean up, and the kids love that. It's something special about summer. So we got the kids some new books the other day from Target, which is also another good feeling. When we talk about those feelings of happiness, buying your kids a new book and them actually reading it is really nice. I love reading, so I definitely try to get my kids into reading, plus it's so good for them. So while I'm doing Evie's hair, she's reading, and I'll show you a close-up of the books they're reading in the video in a little bit. But we love these books, and I just put a little braid in her hair because it's so hard to brush her hair in the morning when she goes to bed with her hair wet. And she's going to bed first. I'm trying so hard to get her to bed earlier versus the other kids, even though it can be loud. So Chris is down here brushing Ella's hair. She's a silly meatball. While I'm getting Everly to sleep, because at her age, I really want her to sleep by 8 o'clock the latest. And it's been extremely hard this summer with having visitors, or just like, you know, letting her stay up to be with the other kids. But I'm finally just like getting back on trying to get her to bed earlier, even if she loses out on some fun. She always seems ready, and she was asleep by 7:13. And then the big kids, they wanted to have a popcorn night, so we're letting them do that. And they didn't have dessert yet. They're going to have Oreos for dessert. Chris is watching his show. Still, I'm putting Everly to sleep. It does take some time while he does dishes. But like I said, I have been timing when she goes to sleep, and she was passed out by 7:13. So it was 7:24 by the time I got back downstairs, and I am putting some popcorn in for them, and then I'm having my cookie. I'm on this like kick of this cookie that I got. I found it from Thrive Market, and it's so good. I think you're able to order them on Amazon, but they take a while to come. But the ingredients are like, if you read the ingredients, you'd be like, no, I'm not eating that. But they are delicious and gluten-free. Here's those books I was telling you about. This is Evie's current fave and Ella's current fave. But the cookies are really good. The weird ingredient is like mushroom and something else, but you cannot taste it. They're so good. And then around this time, I'll always check, I do First Form, I do their workouts, and I track my macros and do all of that. So I always just check to see where I'm at. And even after that cookie, I still had like a lot more eating to do to like catch up and hit my protein and calories and all that. So I wound up making like a yogurt dessert that you've seen in my other videos. So I'll show you that later. But now Chris and I are just tag teaming, cleaning up. The kids are done their popcorn and they're having their dessert, which we always try to find them like a better version of whatever dessert they like. And here's Chris also eating them. But these are like a healthier Oreo, and they actually said these were the best Oreos they've ever had. I tried one as well. They were very good. Now we're just finishing up the movie, which they're watching Boss Baby 2. You can barely see Ella, she's on my lap. But there was like a part in the movie where like, did they just say what we think they said? Just like they say some absurd stuff, but it's still a cute movie. And then we are going ahead and feeding the dogs. They're still eating Farmer's Dog. It's been years now and they are still loving it. And then it's always a part of our evening routine to refill all of the waters. So I get all of us fresh waters. A lot of times I'll have the kids get their fresh waters, but they were being good watching their show. So I'm just doing it. And then fill the ice maker, fill the coffee maker. Just make sure everything is ready for the next day. Finally, we are getting started on lunches, and the kids are still awake finishing up the movie. It is important to like be able to have that time with them. So we had dinner together, and a lot of times we'll go swimming in the backyard together or just go on the paddle boards together. But I wanted to at least snuggle them for a little bit because, I miss them when they're at camp. But like I said, they only go to camp 3 days a week in August. They're not going at all because I kind of wanted to just, soak up my time with them and do like day trips and just get all the time with them before they go back to school. But we're packing their lunches right now, and this doesn't always happen. I just want to make that clear. If there's a night when we just like fall into bed, we fall into bed and then deal the next morning. But if we can pack their lunches the night before, it's so much better for our morning routine. So in addition to that, we have Tanner and Carter's peanut butter and jellies. Evie's just peanut butter, and then Ella she's doing guac and chips right now. For me, I noticed that I needed more calories and more protein, so I'm having granola with the vanilla Oikos, like the high protein yogurt, and some peanut butter and some strawberries, mixing that all together, and I'm adding some peanut butter morsels by Lily's, and it's a very delicious dessert. What sounds funny is that I was actually so stuffed that it was hard for me to get that in. I needed to do a better job with eating during the day, but I just was so busy, so at night I had to catch up. So also, if you have any tips, Carter is dealing with like swimmer's ear right now, and so I'm putting like these homeopathic swimmer's ear drops in his ear with a cotton ball. We've also done like a little bit of peroxide on a Q-tip. We've done all the things, but it's really starting to bother him, so hopefully it'll be gone soon. Otherwise, I'm probably going to have to bring him to like the urgent care around here, but praying that it gets better, because when he woke up this morning, he said it's a little bit better from the day before. And then I'm just reading with Tanner, who is going into second grade. Both he and Carter love the Dogman books. And then that other book I just purchased for Carter, he's just on the first chapter, but he's excited because there's a lot more books to read and even a Netflix series. But now I'm making my Sleepy Girl mocktail, which is just some tart cherry juice, magnesium, and then whatever seltzer I have on hand. Then Chris is taking out the trash while I start up the dishwasher. That's also something that we do every single night. And then I have to go outside with the dogs because they will not go out without me, which is so funny. Like at night, either Chris or I have to be with them and like walk them down to the stones for them to go to the bathroom. So I also had their lunch boxes drying outside, and they're nice and dry now for me to bring them inside. You can see their clothes are ready for the next day. Their bags are packed for camp with extra clothes and towels. And then another thing is we just always check the laundry and make sure there's nothing that needs to go into the dryer before bed. And then you can see I am headed upstairs, and now it's finally time for me to shower and get ready for bed. I'm also doing this Biore strip because I feel like the sunblock that I use on my face starts to like clog my pores, so I'm just doing this tonight. It's not something that I do every night. So after my shower, I'm just laughing at my watch tan line. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm using some Dime toner on my face, this Biore strip, and just doing like my skincare routine. So while I'm finishing up my Sleepy Girl mocktail and waiting for my Biore strip to be done, I am just on my phone. I like to look at my workout for the next day, as well as just type up at least the top 3 things for the next day just to get them out of my brain and onto usually paper. A lot of times I do planning on my paper, but tonight I'm just throwing it in my phone since I forgot my planner downstairs. Just if you get those top 3 things for the next day off your head or anything on your to-do list written down, it just help me. Otherwise, I sit there and like worry about it and wonder if I'm going to remember all the things I have to do, or when I wake up, I'll just feel lost. Finally, I'm just reading Whiskey Chaser by Lucy Score, and then when I feel like I'm going to pass out, I'm going to pass out. But thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on Wednesday, and all my printables are ready for you on TiffaniBeaston.com.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find a light in your soul, I'll be there. Never leaving you in the darkness, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration.